pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
Didn't see you there. I enjoy reading by the fireplace. My name is Chris. Some of you can call me C-Peats, though. Over 500,000 of you have borne witness to LibertyChickLive. Or to get personal, Cat. Miss Cat, your opinion is a valid one. I serve in the military. Now, you may believe that I am evil, morally corrupt, or my personal favorite one, dumb. And while I may not have a counterpoint to your opinion, an opinion that embodies the American spirit, and where I may disagree with your opinion, it is your constitutional right. And because of that, I'm glad I serve. My only issue with your video is that if you're going to state the facts, make sure you don't misquote your own sources. This video is solely being broadcast for two purposes. One, to continue the dialogue, the institution of debate, and free speech, a foundation on which this great nation was constructed. To quote the First Amendment, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or of the right to peaceably assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Secondly, to present the audience, I'm representing them too, with an actual fact-based response. 2 minutes and 10 seconds into your video, you, Miss Cat, stated the following, and I quote, "Since World War II, 90% of casualties in U.S. warfare has been unarmed civilians." Well, Cat, to cite your own source, UNICEF.org, civilian fatalities in wartime have climbed from 5% from the turn of the century to more than 90% in the wars of the 1990s. It goes on to state warfare is no longer fought between professional armies than one of grinding struggles between military and civilian in the same country, or between hostile groups of armed civilians. The days of set piece battles between professional soldiers facing off in a field far from town are long gone. Today's wars are fought from apartment windows and in the lanes of villages and suburbs where the distinctions between combatant and non-combatant are quickly melting away. To summarize your source, the jump from 5% to 90% civilian casualties accounts for all the wars and skirmishes, not just the ones that involve the United States. Not even 5 seconds later, you go on to say it's not going to change the fact that we've killed over 1 million Iraqi people. Cat. After some research of that quote, the only statistic that I found for Iraq civilian casualties came from IraqBodyCount.org, an independent research group whose focus is to ensure the accurate count of casualties. The highest estimated number is between 104,035 to 113,680. Now, the same site leaves out an extra 15,000 due to the unconfirmed WikiLeaks report. Alright, so let's take this. If you add that 15,000, the absolute highest possible total becomes 128,680. Nowhere close to 1 million. Almost a minute later, at 3 minutes and 4 seconds, you go on to quote, "When the truth is, they're fighting for ExxonMobil and British Petroleum and Halliburton and Kelligan and Root." Cat, when a Marine, sailor, airman, or soldier puts on a uniform, it doesn't say Halliburton over the left pocket. Nor does it say British Petroleum. It reads U.S. Army. That was one. I don't wear an ExxonMobil flag. I don't wear a Kelligan and Root flag. The flag that's over my right shoulder is that of the United States. Everyone who lists takes an oath of enlistment. That I can quote. I, Christopher Petrini, do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me, according to the regulations and the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So help me God. No allegiance to any company, only the Constitution of the United States of America. The collateral murder video. Yep, it does exist, and it's unfortunate that it does. What the video doesn't show is the previous 48 hours when the area was a battleground full of insurgents. It doesn't show the next 16 hours, which is the same situation. It shows a gap in fighting where 2 Reuters journalists went into harm's way and a terrible situation followed. David Schlesinger was quoted in the Huffington Post. By the way, he's the editor-in-chief of Reuters. Here's his quote of the situation. The deaths of Namir Noor-el-Din and Saeed Kamal 3 years ago were tragic and emblematic of the extreme dangers that exist in covering war zones. We continue to work for journalist safety and to call on all involved parties to recognize the important work that journalists do and the extreme danger that photographers and video journalists face in particular. The video released today via WikiLeaks is graphic evidence of the dangers involved in war journalism and the tragedies that can result. They knew the risks they were taking. The editor-in-chief understands this same viewpoint. It's tragic, Kat. Deeply tragic. But they knew the risks and took those risks to cover the story unfolding in Iraq. At 4 minutes and 25 seconds, you say, what better job to cut someone's head off and get paid for it? Kat, you have the wrong group of people. It's not American soldiers cutting off the heads of Nick Berg, Daniel Pearl, Eugene Armstrong, Jack Hensley, and Kenneth Bigsley. No, those innocent civilians were beheaded by groups who don't follow rules of war or the Geneva Conventions when dealing with prisoners of war. The United States has rules of engagement and follows the Geneva Convention. Before you misstate facts, I suggest you look up each of those individuals and realize that the aggressor wasn't American soldiers, but a group of cowards who had to hide behind masks to commit the true crimes against humanity.